Sometimes the scariest part is not what you see, it is what you do not. The darkness outside your window, the silence in the hallway, the feeling that something is just out of sight, these are the things that keep us awake at night. In a city as big as Chicago, with its endless rows of windows and alleys, you never really know what might be watching you, or what you might be missing. This is the true story of a man who disappeared, without a trace, from inside his locked apartment, leaving behind one haunting clue and a terrified neighbor. It's a story that has haunted the residents of one Chicago neighborhood for years, and to this day, no one can explain what really happened. This story is not fiction, it happened. The details are documented, the witnesses are real, and the mystery remains unsolved, and it is still unsolved. Chicago, 2012. The city is alive with energy, but in one quiet corner something unexplainable is about to unfold. A young woman named Kayla, 24, moves into a quiet brownstone apartment in the Logan Square neighborhood. She's new to the city, eager to start her life, and looking forward to a fresh start in a place that feels safe and welcoming. She has just started a nursing job and is grateful for the peaceful street and friendly landlord. The building is old but charming, filled with the kind of character you only find in Chicago's historic neighborhoods. She quickly notices her neighbor across the alley, a man in his 30s, quiet, pale, always standing at his window between 2 and 3 a.m., just staring. He never seems to move, never turns on a light, and never acknowledges her presence even when their eyes meet across the darkness. No lights on, no phone, just standing there, watching. It's as if he's waiting for something, or someone, in the dead of night. She nicknames him the Window Man. He becomes a fixture in her nightly routine, a silent presence she can't quite ignore. One night, Kayla hears a strange tapping at her own window. The sound is soft, almost hesitant, but unmistakable in the quiet of the night. She lives on the second floor, with no balcony. There's no easy way for anyone to reach her window from the outside. She brushes it off, until it happens again. The next night, the tapping is always at the same time, always just enough to wake her from a deep sleep. When she peeks through the blinds, she sees nothing. The alley is empty, the night is still, and yet the feeling of being watched lingers. But across the alley, the window man is gone. For the first time since she moved in, his window is empty. This is the first time in 6 weeks he has not been there. It's as if he vanished into thin air. The next morning, she sees police cars outside his building. The flashing lights and hushed voices send a chill down her spine. According to police reports, the man's name was Michael Reese, 34, a freelance sound designer. He worked from home, rarely left his apartment, and kept to himself. He had not been seen in days. The weird part? No one in the building heard anything unusual, and his mail was piling up outside his door. His front door was locked from the inside. There was no sign that anyone had forced their way in or out. All windows were latched shut. The fire escape was untouched, and there were no footprints or marks on the ledges. No signs of forced entry, no signs of struggle. The apartment looked almost untouched, as if he had simply stepped out for a moment and never returned. No suicide note, no body, just gone. His wallet, keys and phone were all still inside. But there was one thing that was off. Something that didn't fit with the rest of the scene. Police found a small camera hidden in the corner of his window, facing not outward, but inward. And on it? Hours of silent footage, as if he was trying to capture something happening inside his own apartment. The last recording was from 2:42 a.m., the exact time Kayla heard the tapping. The timestamp matched her memory perfectly. It showed him staring out the window, then slowly turning, looking terrified at something behind the camera. He whispers something, his face is pale, his eyes wide with fear, as if he's seen something he can't explain. The footage glitches, ends. There's no sign of what happened next, just static, and then nothing. Kayla tells police everything she saw and heard. She describes the tapping, the empty window, and the feeling that something was terribly wrong. But with no signs of foul play, the case goes cold. The police have no leads, no suspects, and no explanation. Weeks pass, people forget, but Kayla does not. She starts having nightmares. The tapping echoes in her dreams, and she wakes up in a cold sweat, convinced that someone, or something, is still watching her. One where Michael is at her window now, his face pressed against the glass, eyes pleading for help, or maybe warning her. Just standing, watching, sometimes tapping. The dreams feel so real that she starts to dread the night. Always at 2:42 a.m. she installs a camera. She needs to know if what she's experiencing is just in her head or if something is really happening. And one night she finally gets something. The footage is grainy but unmistakable. At 2:42 a.m., her camera captures movement. A shadow passes across the window, pausing just out of the light. A tall, dark silhouette. Humanoid but off, standing inches from her glass, even though her apartment is 2 stories up with no fire escape. The figure is impossibly still, its features blurred and unnatural. In a frame-by-frame, you can see it slowly raise a hand and wave. The gesture is slow, deliberate, and chillingly familiar. She moves out the next week. She can't shake the feeling that whatever happened to Michael could happen to her. She later finds out that Michael's previous roommate also vanished in 2009. Same apartment. The pattern is too strange to ignore. Also during a stretch of 2 a.m. sightings. Also never found. The disappearances are separated by years, but the details are eerily similar. Police now theorize it is either a copycat stalker or something else entirely. Some officers whisper about urban legends while others think there's a rational explanation they just haven't found yet. To this day, no one has found Michael Reese. No body, no proof of murder, no evidence of where he went or how he left. Just a missing man, a terrified neighbor, and a chilling video. The story has become a local legend, whispered about by new tenants and old-timers alike. And every few months someone in that building still reports tapping. The sound is always the same, soft, persistent, and impossible to ignore. Always around 2:42 a.m., the time has become a source of dread for anyone who knows the story. You can still find that building on Google Maps. It is still there. The windows look ordinary by day, but at night, they seem to hold secrets. And sometimes if you check late enough at night, some say you can catch a pale figure standing in the window, waiting, watching, maybe searching for someone new. If you like this story, hit like, subscribe, and drop a comment if you want more true horror stories. Your support helps us keep sharing the mysteries that keep us up at night. And remember, always check your windows, because someone might be checking you. In a city full of secrets, you never know who or what might be looking back.